blonde, Sarah. Never turn down a blonde. Just here's
And
words of wisdom.
Kyle is 40. Okay, born in 82, so he's 40. Okay.
So Kyle was like an OG. Amanda was there from the beginning, but not a cast member. She became a cast member in season 2. And I think, you know what it is? It's like when you have history, like with a Ramona or Luann, we've been through it. He did cheat and they weren't going to make it. I mean, listen, who thought when we first saw Amanda and Kyle and then he cheated, like the fact that they are together, they're married. We're going to see the wedding, but we know in real life they're married. Like it just, we are, I think, rooting for them as we never thought we would be here, that this couple would be standing. Do I think, you know, when I look at life, and like people die and like, you know, if you're going to die of age, lots of people die in their 70s, people live to 80s. Betty White died at 99. They have a long way to go. So, you know, being they may not last long term. I hope they do. I do.
Okay, well,
they might. I'm not so sure that they won't, but life is complicated, man.
I'm jumping in, you know, later in the game. And so maybe they're really wonderful. I've just, you know, again, this is like season 6. And so, you know, I'm just a couple episodes in and, you know, they're like fighting and there's all this like drunk. I'm like, oh my God, just fucking get drunk and have sex. You know, I mean, what do we like? Why are we still fighting? You know, we know you're going to get married. We saw the flash forward, like, you know, anyhow.
And you know where my mind goes? Well, first of all, in real life, Kyle is actually wonderful. Kyle will like talk to you forever, talks about business. Here's where my mind goes. I have a horrible
read on people. Because I should have, you know what I mean?
No, like I just break the fourth wall and I'm just like we know you get married. So like, is this real drama? Like you know what it is? We've seen this story before. So to me, it reads as like, is this scripted by your producers? Like, is this really a fight that we're still, we've seen this. I feel scripted to me. It does.
Okay. No, let me ask you this. How do you feel about Lindsay Hubbard? Because she seems like a hot mess and I love it. And she, you know, I could empathize with the miscarriage story. I've had a miscarriage. So I was like, oh my God, that had to be traumatic, even if like, whether you wanted the baby or you weren't. And obviously she said she's ready to some degree for family. Is she well liked? I like her.
Okay. So here's the thing. I've had Hub House on this very podcast too. When the powers that be at Bravo descended upon me and said, you know, you just had Kyle and Amanda, who just pick who you want. We're not promising you. We're Bravo. We don't promise you anything, David. You have to scrounge for everything you get. But who in your ideal, like you rank who you would like from us now. Hub House was my number 1 and they gave me Hub House. I was like, I want Hub House.
I got to go back and watch. She just seems fun and a mess. And I love everything about it.
She's a tragic mess, but and I mean that as like a compliment, like just, look, I mean, we as a viewer like authenticity, right? And so we don't mind a mess if you can just own the fact that you're a mess at times. And I don't know if you know this, but so Lindsay, this is a big thing. Lindsay is now dated. Lindsay's an OG along with Kyle and Carl, who's sober, tall Carl.
I'm excited about his sobriety journey. I obviously am a new watcher, as I've said like 1,000 times now, but you know, obviously Carl must have been really a messy drunk if he's now getting up at 7 a.m., going to AA meetings, meditating. I'm like, okay, good for you. So
you know what it is? Well, first of all, was he a messy drunk? Yes. Do I think he's more of a messy drunk than Kyle? I don't know about that. I'm not so sure. Kyle is kind of
taking cast members with him.
Kyle's kind of a messy drunk, but Carl and Lindsay have tried this before. They've slept together. Carl has slept with many of the housemates. Lindsay liked Carl. And look, he's a self-admitted fuckboy, so he was not ready for Lindsay. And Carl and Lindsay are together in real life now, like for real.
Stop. Oh, I hope it works. Okay, I kind of, you know, look, I
did I just ruin a whole storyline for you on Summer House?
No. I read spoilers before anything else. Like I love spoilers. It doesn't stop me from watching. I have to. Look, if I start a true crime, I have to immediately Google and find out like what the end result is. And then I can still watch. Okay. I like this. I like them together. I'm fascinated to see.
And so Lindsay is like, I mean, we talked about this when she was here. She's the like hopeless romantic. Like she has been knocked around by so many guys, but rather than get bitter, keeps getting up, keeps just saying like, I believe in love. You know what I mean? She is that, she's like a Jennifer Lopez of Summer House. She is that hopeless, like, so they've tried this and it didn't work because Carl was fucking around with everyone and
Okay,
they
well, he
remained
wasn't sober.
friends.
Okay.
Right. And they were friends before and then they slept together and then, but they remained friends. They live in the same building in New York, just not because they're together. They just do. And this is like really, like, I think, so Carl also lost a brother. Like,
how did that happen? Yeah, I was going to ask you that. What happened? Do we know?
Overdose.
Um,
So
oh.
Carl has like, you know, that. And so like Carl really has grown up really before our eyes. You know how we like an evolution of a human being on our reality shows? Carl really was like really, so I think because of that, you know, he's really, this is just me. I believe as a viewer, Carl is ready really for a relationship. And I mean, could you imagine like looking right in front of, listen, I'm convinced that the way it works is like, if you can marry your best friend, you do it. I mean, if I had any friends that I actually wanted to fuck around with, life would be much easier. But you know, I don't got no friends I want to fuck around. You're all my friends, but I don't want to fuck around with any of you. Keep your fucking clothes on, okay?
Oh God. Oh my God. Well, look, I would marry you if you were straight. And
Thank
you know, because I mean, can you imagine we'd be just like a podcasting powerhouse duo? You know what I mean? I would just be
I'd be like, bitch, get on the air. We have coins to make here, honey. Like I'm on the air.
Yeah.
It was get back on the air. Start earning.
And we'd pimp out our kids. It'd be like amazing. But anyway, needless to say, in another life.
I had hot flashes about being, you're stressing me out. I'm like, okay, David, you're not straight. You're not straight. It's okay. Life is good. Like I just, you know, no offense to the straight people, but like, it's not for me. Okay.
And apparently no offense to me. I mean, the idea of you having sex with me just got you sweaty and spelting and you almost thought you were straight. I mean, that, and now you're like, oh no, I'm not.
No, listen, us gays, we have fun. We have fun. But
I have one more question for you.
So here's the thing. So they're together in real life and like on Watch What Happens, Andy kind of tried to start crap with Carl of like, you know, Lindsay, you know, like Lindsay is that like, you know, like I've even done it in a fun way with like Kyle and Amanda, like, oh, like what a mess. Like what is like, give Lindsay some advice. You guys are married. I did it directly to her face. So like Andy kind of started some of that. And Carl, I mean, Carl is serious. He's like, no, you're not going to speak. It wasn't that intense, but he was like, I have nothing bad to say. Like, this is the love of my life. Like, so if you look at their social media posts, the fact that Lindsay is like gushing over him and like, that is her. She's done that. Like she meets someone for a day and they have a drink together and she's in love. She's like, she is the Jennifer Lopez of Summer House. So she's now doing it because she has someone that's actually giving it back to her. And like, Carl has never done this, but Carl is posting like, I am so lucky to like,